Searching for new survival games to play in 2023? Check out this list of the best upcoming survival games. The 10 best upcoming survival games in 2023. Let's get started. I am Future Cozy Apocalypse Survival. You wake up on an overgrown skyscraper roof, not a living soul in sight. Cosmopolis, once a mighty array of metal and glass, lies shattered in ruins and flooded. The decades-long struggle between Unicorp and the rival corporations pursuing transhumanism ideas seems to have been over for good when society collapsed. Now it is up to you to try and solve the mystery of the last days of civilization and your sudden awakening. Or you can just build your own future and enjoy the view of what remains of humankind. Turn the abandoned roof into your own cozy home. Starting from scratch on an empty roof, explore your surroundings, find the necessary resources, tools and gadgets. Pacific Drive. Pacific Drive is a run-based driving survival adventure. You face supernatural dangers on each expedition into the Olympic exclusion zone.
Field Research Training Module 1.
Make your base of operations in an abandoned garage, where you'll research new parts, customize your station wagon, and chart routes deeper into the zone. As you gather precious resources and investigate what's been left behind in the zone, you learn exactly what it takes to survive in this unpredictable, hostile environment. Wildmender. You find yourself in a vast and arid landscape, surrounded by the ruins of a once glorious and mystical age. It is up to you to traverse the boundless dunes, gather what resources you can, create a blossoming oasis, and uncover the secrets that lie buried beneath the sands of time. Explore the desert alone or with your friends. Craft new tools and use them to bring life back to a dying world. Befriend local wildlife and defend the land from the vicious wraiths who seek to corrupt it. Delve into the mystery behind a fallen civilization. Take on their teachings, learn from their mistakes, and master the arcane arts that once allowed them to thrive. Venture into the barren wilderness in search of seeds, the key to new life. The world of Wildmender is procedurally generated, so your world and your adventure will be unique to you. If you want to survive, you'll have to explore the world, revive the plant life you find along the way, and use seeds to cultivate your own lush garden. Smalland Survive the Wilds. Smalland Survive the Wilds is a big adventure on a tiny scale. Enjoy multiplayer survival in a vast, hazardous world. Preparation is key when you're this small, surrounded by massive creatures and at the bottom of the food chain. Craft weapons and armor, build encampments and explore a strange new land. Before the time of the giants, we lived freely under the sun and moon. Centuries have passed, but those stories of the surface world have been passed down through the generations. Now the giants are gone, and you, Vanguard, must venture out into the wilds once more, on an urgent mission. Most of the creatures you encounter will see you as lower on the food chain. Ants, cockroaches, beetles, wasps, and spiders all view you as a potential meal. Weather conditions and seasons are in constant flux, so if you want to survive for another day, preparation is key. Nightingale. Nightingale is a first-person PvE open-world survival crafting game played solo or cooperatively with friends. Build, craft, fight and explore as you venture through mystical portals into a variety of amazing and fantastical realms. In this game you can design and build a house from stiles and tiles. You can even recruit NPC workers to help expand your homestead, automate production and help with resource gathering. Using special materials and mysterious technologies, you can enhance your equipment with magical properties. Free to roam the vast realms, where stunning visuals transport you to the mystical world of gaslamp fantasy.
Nightingale, our beacon of hope.
We brought heat to our home.
wounds. We healed our sick.
Frostpunk 2. Frostpunk 2 is the sequel to the highly acclaimed BAFTA-nominated board survival game that blends city building, strategy and management, creating a whole new genre. It takes place 30 years after the apocalyptic blizzard storm, and Earth is still overwhelmed by the never-ending frost and harsh, icy climate. You play as the ruler of a resource-hungry metropolis where expansion and the search for new energy sources is an inescapable reality. The demands and expectations of the various factions will increase tension and cause conflict. As the perpetual cold weather maintains its grip on the city and external threats arise, you need to ensure that your people are united, motivated and ready to make the difficult and inevitable sacrifices. Occupy Mars the Game. Occupy Mars the Game is a highly technical open-world sandbox game about Mars colonization inspired by the most promising technologies and companies that are working toward becoming a multi-planet species. There are so many things to see and discover on the Red Planet, so many exciting technologies to be created, and so many challenges to overcome. If humanity can do this, we can become a multi-planet civilization. Build and upgrade your base. Make sure that there is enough water, oxygen, power, and food to survive. Explore different regions of Mars while searching for valuable resources, discover mining sites, and find the best place to build a city. Build solar arrays and batteries for energy storage, upgrade them, and find the optimal way to power your colony. Occupying Mars is not always easy. Sometimes things will explode, break or not go exactly as planned. Learn to cope with rapid and scheduled disassembly. Sometimes you have to really act quickly before you run out of air, food, or energy. Winter Survival. What was supposed to be a nice winter hike in the Mount Washington State Park with friends, turned into a dire situation. You are left alone to fight for your survival. With only marginal supplies you have to fight off of the cold, the wildlife and your own state of mind while finding your way to an abandoned ranger station in hope to be able to call for help. While you haven't suffered any injuries during the fall, you lost your backpack and hence most of your gear and supplies. You will need to find shelter, find some food and rest. What you can do is be clever about the wildlife and set traps. You might even be able to find some traps hunters left behind and use them to maintain a safe perimeter or to hunt smaller animals for food. Tracking, establishing the best spot and being patient is what the hunt will be about. The Lord of the Rings: Return to Moria. The Lord of the Rings: Return to Moria is a brand new game set to be released in spring 2023 that is billed as the only survival crafting game set in the 4th Age of Middle-earth. Return to Moria will follow the dwarves of Middle-earth as they embark on an original adventure to reclaim and restore their dwarven homeland of Moria. At launch, The Lord of the Rings: Return to Moria will be available exclusively on PC via the Epic Games Store. The story of The Lord of the Rings: Return to Moria takes players beyond the books and into the 4th Age of Middle-earth. The game will be procedurally generated, meaning every adventure players embark on either by themselves or with friends will be new and unknown. Throughout each playthrough, players will need to mine while being conscious of the amount of noise they are making alongside monitoring hunger, sleep, temperature, resources, and more. Sons of the Forest. For those unfamiliar, Sons of the Forest is an ambitious survival horror game that focuses on crafting and combat with surprisingly intelligent enemy AI. Like many survival games, the story is fairly nonlinear, but there was always enough to chew on for players interested in learning about the game's creatures and setting. For the sequel, developer Endnight Games looks to be expanding the universe with new characters and events revolving around yet another mysterious island. Along with better graphics and more fluid combat, Sons of the Forest will emphasize team-driven gameplay that supports online multiplayer.